Procreate. Maybe I've already said it. Okay, let's start Procreate. This is what we're going to do. We should have already colored the majority of the bird and place it on separate layers. Okay. Now other tutorials, I see them. Let's see, for example, what they would have you do is, let's choose a red. You can open up your palette here, so you don't have to keep on going up here. I mean, you don't have to keep on going up here. You see my orange? You can open up the palette here, so you don't have to have that extra step. Okay. And I want to make all these 5 minutes. So I'm going to take out my watch and do here. So other YouTubers, I've noticed that what they would want you to do is they would want you to, choose a brush that is appropriate for what you want to do, like a texture brush or something like this, or, painter brush. And all you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing like this, and you're going to go forever selecting which brush you'd want to, and then you got to go smaller and bigger. And that's just, it's taking so much time to do stuff like that. Okay. Instead, what we're going to do, that's why I asked you to go ahead and hatch out the colors on each individual part of the bird. We're going to take this, like layer 21, the hash marks that I did here. I'm going to make it go disappear so you see which one it is. And what we're going to do is if you really look at a picture in life, there's really no definable lines in real photos and in paintings and things like that, unless it's a drawing, right? Or what you really see is a gradation of color, okay? And this is where we get the gradation of color and the mixing of the colors. You could, other people will show you use the smudge tool and go like this, and that's going to take forever to do, right? But it's a little easier if you just, let me put this on the top layer here. Oh my goodness. Select, boom, select, move. Okay, I'm going to put this all the way on the top layer, right here. My thing is not working out too well, is it? Okay, let's choose this one. The top, right here, the top of the bird. Oh my goodness. This is what I mean. I always use the same pen, so I don't have to go through this and take out and figure out which pen I'm using. I always use syrup. Okay, we're gonna manipulate this and make this blurry. And what you want to do is they'll ask you to do this part where you blur it out, and that's all good and fine too. But you want to spend the majority of the time and like that. The advantage of a computer is that you let the computer do things for you. So this layer 10 was that color, and what we want to do is you want to select the thing up here. Look up here on your top left, and it's like a magic wand tool. It is called a magic wand tool because that's the name of the brush. Okay, so select on your magic wand tool and select on, you have the Gaussian blur, the motion blur, and the perspective blur. I like to use the Gaussian blur. And you see Gaussian blur is at 0 right now. I place my pen on the canvas and I manipulate the Gaussian blur like this. So it could be like all nicely like that, okay? So I'm gonna undo that. And what I like to do is I like to duplicate the layer. What the heck is going on here? Oh, I pressed delete. Duplicate the layer, right? And slightly put the Gaussian blur, the top layer a little slightly up like that. And on the bottom layer, go ahead and do the Gaussian blur like this. Then you have a nice little thing on here. And on here, you want to like lower the opacity here a little bit like that. And you have a nice little blur effect here. And that will be the blurring of your color of the bird, right? See? And go back to here and select on the Gaussian blur again, right? And you can do it some more or less. It all depends on how blurry you want it to be, okay? And that's how that's how my technique of doing it, okay? So we're gonna go on below that layer right there, okay? And we're gonna choose the color that's underneath this bird's feathers, like this color right here, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the stroke again, right? Underneath it. It's really actually underneath it. It seems like it's a little redder, right? So you see my colors, which I already have down here. I didn't open it up. It's a little redder color, so I'm just gonna drag the thing up a little bit like that, and a little bit dragging up. A little bit. See how it changes it a little bit? A little bit change, a little bit of change. And I'm not worrying about which brush to choose, the multiple brushes that you're going to have to worry about. All I'm worrying about is figuring out the color of how I'm going to make this, and this color is going to be the one that's underneath it, right? Okay, so once again, I'm going to go to the Gaussian blur. I'm going to blur it out like this, even more. And that's how you're going to keep on adding on and on. Duplicate that. On and on and on. Okay? And once you get to a spot where this is kind of crappy, right? Sorry. Crappy. Then you will want to merge down, and then you'd want to do your blurry. Oops. Do your to blur it in together like this. Okay? Not too much opacity, a little bigger. And this way, smudge down again. You see how this way the colors are all going to merge together. Okay. And you'll have a nice little background color. Right? And we're just concentrating on the top of the head right now here. Okay. Okay. So once again, I can go to the Gaussian blur again and blur this out even more. You have a really nice blur. As you see, if we're going to go lower like this, you see how nice little blend we have going on here. Okay. Now I'm going to go a little faster on the bottom greens, because the top green right here, then this layer 13 right here, I'm going to go do the Gaussian blur, and you'll really see how this picture is going to start to take effect here. And I'm doing this kind of fast because you know I want to show you how to make the picture as fast as you can, right? We want to use Procreate, the tool of Procreate, appropriately, not use it like you would use traditional 3D drawing. Because why use a computer if you're going to do everything like you would in the real world? Okay, I'm going to duplicate this one, and on the bottom, I am going to manipulate a little bit on the bottom, and I'm going to use the Gaussian blur. See here, and I'm going to do that to all of them. Yeah, Gaussian blur here. See how it's starting to come together now? And that was just us, like from yesterday, just doing strokes. And now what I would do is, like, now I have this layer blue here. I could go and choose some of the green, like the yellow stuff here, like this yellow right here, and I'm going to put it on the top layer, right? And I need it to be a little bit more yellow here, so I'm going to use the color mixer on the bottom, and I'm going to draw the yellows. Oops, that's better put that on top, right? My computer. Oh man, this. Oh gosh. Okay, there you go. See, you see how the yellow is and it's like you can go into fine details now. And this is just layering and layering and layering, and this is how, you know, I would approach it, just using a single brush, as opposed to all the other YouTubers I know. You say, hey, use this brush for this, use this brush for this, use this brush for this, and lo and behold, they are selling you brushes. But everything is here for you to complete this painting here. So I'm going to go and duplicate, and then I'm going to go on the bottom, and I'm going to use the Gaussian blur, and I'm going to blur it out. Look at that. And I'm going to go on the top, and I'm going to do a little more Gaussian blur on this one. And you see how just control the Gaussian blur, the lines that come out. And we're zoomed in like this, so it's kind of like a mess, right? But if you zoom out, eventually you'll say, oh yeah, it's starting to take effect. So that's what you want to do now. We're using the top hatch, for example. I'm just going to use black, just blue, just to show you. Again, what I'm thinking of you to do is we're using these hatch lines, right? You can make them as many as you want to, right? Obviously, it's not going to be blue. You know what? Honestly, let's make it right. Let's make it green. Shoot, hope this video is not 10 minutes long. Okay, let's go green, right? And a little darker green, like on this end right here. Like this be darker green on this side, right? And all I'm doing is I'm using the same brush, and I'm just going like this. And then once I get a point where I like it, and I'm going to put this on the top of the black. Okay, so it'll go on the top of black. Then I'm going to use my Gaussian blur again and blur it out, and you'll see like, oh wow, now the picture is really taking shape. So that's what to do. And we'll come back tomorrow and we'll finish the Gaussian blur. We'll do some more stuff, and I'll show you how to really make this thing pop with the fine lines, and all it takes is one brush. You just need one brush instead of going in and saying, okay, I'm going to need this texture, I'm going to need this texture, we go to this texture, go to this texture, and I'm going to open up this one, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go ahead. No, open this up, take this out, use one brush, and have all your brushes, inking, all your brushes set up like I have here, where it's large by smaller, and the opacity is also set up where I don't have to move around the canvas much. I'm just focusing on trying to get this image correct. So if you see, there you go. All right. And that's it. See you tomorrow.